Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to me and Mini Me. And today's the first session I'm going to do without my Mini Me. Um, because she's gone back to school and the whole podcast was intended to be for both of us to sit down and talk together. But since my daughter's gone back to school, it's become increasingly difficult to get her to sit down and have some time so me and her can record together. So I thought, how about she already suggested that? She said, Mum, it seems like you might be doing more of me without your mini me. So I thought that was a bit hilarious. And actually, you can hear it in our trailer, our intro, sorry. And so, yeah, I thought, well, let me just pop over and say hello to everyone and start the show. So, today I'm going to tell you guys about some things that have happened today at school and some moments for me personally and my daughter. And being that it's a big day, and it was really lovely to see her. But yeah, she had some charity event and she did some sort of public speaking, and I'm really proud of her. So I thought I'd tell you about it and a bit about gossip and whatnot. So some of you may know that Tia had cancer since she was 4. She's 11 years old now. She's relapsed several times. My cat loves doing this, by the way. Sorry. He likes being center of attention. Don't know who he's like. Not like me or Tia. No, not at all. But yeah, that's Robbie. Oh, Robbie! Oh, okay. He just ruined my recording studio and equipment. Sorry, I'm back again. I don't even know what angle I was at. Oh, Robbie, seriously. Anyways, I was saying to you guys, so she's had leukemia, several relapses. The most recent thing she did was a transplant, and I also have a son who's born with disabilities, and he needs a lot of attention. And I have a husband, and I obviously have 2 cats. No, seriously, Robbie. Anyways, most importantly, Tia's been away out of school for a year, and well, more than that, but the last time when she did a transplant, she had to be at home for about a year. So she started back at school in September, and she's increasing her days, and now she's kind of like back at school almost full time. So I've had to kind of like do this on my own. But ideally, the podcast is, some of you may know, it is ultimately to raise awareness about childhood cancer. But it's also light and life, and it's about parenting, and it's just about life stuff. So, yeah. And so basically today, I'm not very chatty with parents at my either of my kids' schools. I kind of like drop them off and come back. I do know some parents. I do say hello, how are you, and hi and bye. But I don't hang out with them, and we don't talk over the phone. Just generally, I'm not a very gossipy kind of girl. Even like with my friends, I only have maybe, I'd say 3 friends, 4 friends. I see maybe 1 or 2 regularly, and regularly being that I see them once every couple of months. And I like my own space, and I don't mind that, and I enjoy my own. I enjoy my own entertainment. I find myself entertaining. I don't need lots of people to keep me busy, but yeah. So I do have very few very good friends, and yeah, that's that. But anyway, going back to today. So basically, my daughter's one of our chosen charities that we like to help now, because they helped us tremendously, was Young Lives versus Cancer. And we were lucky because they kind of wanted to we wanted to help them by introducing them to our school, to my daughter's school. And we had a lovely speaker from the charity, and he came and he did a little assembly, and my daughter she volunteered that she'd also like to speak on stage. And Yeah, and I wanted to record her speaking in front of basically the whole entire year group. Most of her friends know, obviously, they've seen it, seen her going through all of this over the years, number of years. Her school's kind of one of those schools. I probably think it's probably the only school. Maybe there might be a few like that, but they stay in the same class. The peer groups, they remain in the same classroom, and they don't mix every year. So same kids that were in nursery, reception, year one, year two, year three, year four, year five, and six, and she's in year six. And I think they continue year seven, year eight, year nine, year 10. So I think they're going to be stronger than family. I mean, they spend more time at school than they do at home, technically, which is great. I guess I see the plus side. So anyway, so obviously the ones in her school class, they know about her, but the other ones do know of her, but not so much, intimately. So yeah, so this charity, Tia suggested, she's like, "Oh, mummy, can we bring the charity over to school? I'd really like to help them." And we spoke to the lovely head of SEN, and the head of year and head of school and teacher. And they all thought it was a great idea, and they invited the charity speaker to come in and do a little assembly. And obviously, my daughter also offered to come up on stage and to talk to everyone about, what she went through briefly, and also to talk about the importance of this charity and why, she personally would like everyone to help, and, to offer the assistance, and why and how they supported her and us as a family, and how they could continue to support other children. And obviously, I recorded all of that on camera, and I think I felt really emotional towards the end when I was seeing her perform. I say perform, but I meant talk. And I don't know, it just kind of brought tears to my eyes. I guess just seeing my girl talking in front of the stage, in front of everyone, and that kind of made me happy and proud that she's made it, and we're here, and that she's okay talking about all of the stuff. Um, it's shaped her and it's made her who she is. So I don't, I don't like to, I don't like to dwell on the negative aspects of her cancer and her disease. I'd like to take a lighter approach about it, and I like to see it from that, from the lens of it's positive, and the outcome has been great. It's made her really strong, really beautiful, articulate, eloquent, strong, and fearless girl. Like she's level headed, and she's one of the most. And this isn't, believe me, this isn't just me that says that. Anyone who knows her and meets her for the first time, first few seconds, as soon as she opens her mouth, and they're like, "Oh wow, she is." And it's because obviously she's been exposed to so much medical stuff. She has been exposed to things that a lot of adults have lived and died and never seen, and she's had to grow up really quickly. And I say, people say you have to mourn it. I guess I have mourned it, maybe, that she lost part of her childhood and the innocence, but not mourning it. Like it's embracing it, it's accepting it, because she's such a bright little kid, and she's going strong, and which is nice. And I was so happy to see her, and I thought, oh, I'm not gonna cry, and then I did. And I was like, oh, trying to hold back my tears. I was like, please don't cry, please don't cry. But I think I shed a couple of tears thinking my baby girl's on stage and she's talking and she's with me, and she's gone through so much. 7 years of suffering and 7 years of hope, and moments being crushed, and and moments gained again, thinking that everything will be fine. And at the end of the day, the hope is stronger than um, the negativity, the pessimism. And I think that's the message that I came out like thinking, you know what a good girl, proud of her. She makes me proud. Um, she makes her mummy proud. But anyway, and then it turned out that actually the charity, so they were doing a bucket money raising funds, and they were talking about raising funds for charity today. So kids dress up wherever they want and bring whatever money, and then we're gonna have a bake sale. And then I thought, since they're doing it with Tia and her charity, I thought that's what they're raising funds for, but it turned out it wasn't. It was actually for another charity called Children in Need, and obviously the emergency fund for Gaza to help the children in Gaza. But I thought, oh, maybe they got it wrong. I was so confused. I was like, do you mean you're doing it for Young Lives versus Cancer? And they were like, no, a different charity. And I thought, wouldn't it make sense though to have these guest speakers and to have Tia come on stage and then do fundraising for that? But turned out it wasn't, and they're going to hopefully try and get a fundraising event done on a different day for Young Lives versus Cancer. But yeah, that's what I came out of thinking. Oh, my baby, she's on stage and she's talking to everyone. I'm so proud of her. And yeah, and obviously we've got other things that we need to sort out. We've got some newspaper interviews and articles and whatnot coming up, and she's got a film that she's actually going to be in, a film documentary about childhood cancer, and it's going to be on Netflix, and I'm going to have a daughter who is going to be on Netflix, so she's going to be some celebrity kid, and I'm just waiting for her to bring in the money. Well, actually, it should be us, but I'm joking. But yeah, there's so much that she's going to accomplish. And my friend, I remember, she told me in the darkest days I had with her in her transplant. And she said, I think at that time I thought, maybe she wasn't going to come out the other side. And I was really like sad and depressed and whatever. And she said to me, I had a vision and I saw your daughter in a dream with lots of cameras and flashlights and lots of journalists and people trying to speak to her. And she's going to be really, really really famous. And it's going to be really we were trying to speak to her and there wasn't any time to talk to her. And she's going to be really hard to get to. And I was like, oh, that's really nice, words of hope. But obviously back then I was like, what the hell is she talking about? My daughter being famous. I'm like, I just want her to live another week, I don't want anything else. I just wanted to survive and to make it. But I think she was kind of right, because looking back at it now and I think, wow, what the hell? She's like a fortune teller or something. Now I'm just thinking, so many people want to be with Tia and they want her to talk and whatnot. And I'm like, oh my God, this is mad. So yeah, I'll drop her details down below. No, I won't actually. She's not a fortune teller, but she had something going on for her at that moment. But it was funny because I was like, what else do you know? What's happening down the line? Do you know if I'm going to buy a house or how old I am going to be when I die? Do you want to tell me anything else? Am I going to stay married? I'm going to have another husband or have another kid, or what's going on? I want to know all the gossip. No, I don't. I'm joking. I'm happy with my husband, by the way. And I don't want any more kids. Even though Tia keeps telling me, Mommy, I want another daughter. Mommy, I want another sister. Another sister. I said to her, love, no thank you. How old are you? 11? So technically you got about 9 years to go and you can have your own baby, little girl, and play with her all you want. I mean, hopefully she has one ovary saved ovary. not one that's been burnt by radiotherapy. The other one's like completely grilled, like burnt like a barbecue with the radiotherapy. But the other one they actually preserved, so they cut it out and they kept it for her nice and safe. So when she's ready to have a baby, she'll have a nice ovary that's going to produce some eggs for her. So yeah, that's good. That's going to be good. But yeah, I said to her, darling, no, I'm not having another baby. I know you think the idea of it and the novelty, you made me do that once upon a time when you asked me for a cat when you were 2. And guess what? I believed you like an idiot. I was a new mum. I only had you for 2 years and I believed anything you said. And I went and bought a cat. And that's the cat that you met just now, not too long ago. Robbie. Yes, Robbie. And guess whose cat he is now? Mine. Is he Tia's? No. And did I learn from a mistake? No. I went and got another cat, Simba. But anyway, back to that. So no kids. I don't want any kids. And I don't want a different husband. I'm happy with my baby. I'm happy with my family. And you know what I've learned? I think I've learned to vocalize my gratitude, to vocalize my my gratitude, my genuine happiness. And I feel fortunate and lucky to be around. I feel fortunate and lucky to have my kids, to have a really lovely husband, to have amazing children, to have a beautiful house, to have a good health, and to have my husband has a good health, and my kids, my daughter's now healthy, and just to be grateful. I have a gorgeous son. Despite his disabilities, he's perfect in my eyes. I wouldn't change him for the world, and I'm eternally grateful. I vocalize this now more, and I'm always like, thank you, God. Thank you for giving me everything. And I really appreciate it. I think I had to be pushed maybe to a dark place to kind of bring that out of me. But saying that, I was grateful. I just didn't vocalize it. I just thought I got on with life, and that was my gratitude. But actually, it feels really nice to genuinely thank God for the blessings you have. And I don't think people realize they have these blessings until they kind of go down a really dark place, and to realize then actually these are blessings. Being able to, sorry to say, but being able to go to a toilet, there are people that can't pee, that can't do it on their own. Like knowing that and being with you, and knowing that you're around and you're breathing, and that you don't need assistance to do simple things like that. Those are blessings. Blessing that you actually have a child or a husband or a partner or someone that really loves you and wants to be with you, and wants and they breathe, and you can smell them when you need to smell them, and touch them when you want to touch them, and feel them, and have a good laugh moment, cry moment, genuine feelings, genuine, real, genuine. I said a lot of genuines, but yeah, like like you do really, that gets highlighted and heightened a lot, and I really appreciate and love it. I love that, and I think I'm happy, I guess, for feeling these things now, and valuing life. I think that's the take. Valuing life. Yeah, I guess I am. And I will be always grateful for all these things. And basically, I just want you guys to also just, you don't need to have really bad shit happen to you. You don't need to have the worst case scenario to feel lucky and fortunate. Just trust that you are lucky, and any scenario you think would be better outcome, believe me, it can't be better, because your mind can't take you to the places of the unknown, like, because you don't know what the future has. You think your plan is great, but your plan isn't great. God's plan is always greater. You think, well, if my kid was with me, say your kid passed away, that must be a better plan. Perhaps, but perhaps what you don't see is that maybe if that child or that person or that thing happened or they lived, maybe maybe you'd live and endure years of agony and difficulties of a different kind, and perhaps if you had to weigh them up, you would think, well, that is more painful than that. And there isn't a scenario where life would be without pain, if that makes sense. Like, I always think, well, why can't we live in a world or in a society or a life where we don't feel all of these hard and horrible feelings that we have to feel? Like, why can't we just live in a peaceful, loving place and perfectly well? But that's where the problem is. This world is imperfect. So you cannot have a perfect life. You cannot have expectations for a perfect life. That's what you need to know, because that wouldn't be this world. That wouldn't be the world we live in. That would probably be eternity, probably be heaven, but definitely not the world. So in that instance, life is imperfect, and therefore you cannot expect this perfectionist sort of approach. You can't think everything's going to be fine and sweet and lovely. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, so that's my 2-piece, and I just want to come back. I just thought I'd tell you guys. Really happy, really proud of where I am today and where I've come. And I thought I'd use this opportunity to record for the first time forever by myself. And that's it. And I want to say, see you guys. We love you. And I'm going to try this another time. Let me know if you like it. Bye.